Hey, hi. So it's gonna be a very short video, and in today's video we'll discuss how we can install Node.js in Vagrant spun up instance. So in the last video we have seen how we can create a virtual machine using Vagrant as our provider, and we've created a virtual machine which runs on Ubuntu 2004. So essentially in this video, if we're gonna set up, and our aim is to set up that development environment which will help us develop applications built on JavaScript, essentially Node.js and React.js. So in this chain of videos that we're going to make, our aim is to make sure that we install Node.js but not install it the same way as we would do it in a Windows or a Mac or a Ubuntu when we are logged into the system. So there should be some way to install it and make it ready when we want to create this environment, right? The reason why Vagrant as a provider exists is because we can have this configuration file created and carried into different machines and still have the same environment transferred. It's as if carrying a box from one place to the other. You don't have to worry about packaging the box every single time, right? So in that case, if we are spinning up an instance that is provided by Vagrant using the Vagrantfile, then what's the easiest and the best way to do it? So that's the target. So if we look at this folder where I am currently in a folder called udoc 2004. So don't worry about the name. This is gonna make sense in the coming videos. But what essentially this folder has, it has a Vagrant file, which is the heart of the configuration of the Vagrant provider, and then it has the Bootstrap.sh. So as we have explained in our last video, Vagrantfile is the one that has all the configuration settings. So if I gonna pull up that, so the biggest, okay, I can increase. Is the font visible, or should I kind of? I think I can increase the font size. So essentially this one liner here and a lot of commented code, and then this one liner. These two lines are the whole heart and soul of bringing up a Vagrant machine for us that runs on Ubuntu 2004. So if when we looked at the Vagrant cloud, Ubuntu Focal 64 represents the 2004 version of Ubuntu. The only other thing that we have to do to start installing Node.js is install Node.js using the shell script. So when you do a Vagrant up, you would have to provision your system in such a way that when we log in and do a Node application, try to build it, it's up there already for us. I already built this in my system, so for the ease of use, I would do a cd out of this, and I'll create a new directory, say example node Vagrant, and I would go into this. So it's a clean sheet. All I want to do is copy these files into the ones into the folder that I've created. So let me quickly do that. So Control C. Of course you want to do it using the control terminal. You can still do it, but for the demonstration for this video, I want to make sure that I do it using the UI interface that that makes sure that all people watching this video have the right way of looking at data. So if I do an ls now, it has a Vagrant file and a Bootstrap.sh. So when we do a Vagrant up, it would take some time to spin it up. So I would pause this video for a minute or two, and then when it's about time to start the shell script, I would start the video again. I mean, resume the video again. Vagrant up. We can do a Vagrant up right directly because we already have a Vagrant file placed into the system. Otherwise, we have to create a Vagrant file with no extensions but with a capital V, which is the configuration file. I'm just trying to set the context from the previous video. Otherwise, I'll definitely give timestamps on this. Go through the timestamps and watch this rather than if you're a more advanced or a intermediate developer. If you're a newbie, a beginner who's trying to learn this, know about this more, or you just came across this video because you found this and you kind of feel that this is okay, yeah. We'll create this video. To continue, so if you are a newbie or you just landed on this video randomly and you want to know, this seemed interesting and you want to know what's this about, I would suggest you go watch the whole video. Otherwise, as I was mentioning, I'll give the timestamps and you can quickly watch through them. The only reason that this error is coming up is because we don't have that code folder, which is our sync folder. So what we can do is either say I don't want to sync code, I can sync the whole system. Otherwise, you just comment this out and save it. That's the only thing that we are asked to do. So even then we can still have syncing folders because the /vagrant, which is within our guest instance that gets created using the Vagrant provider, is still synced back into the back into the host. Let's wait for this and see. I'll pause this video so that it's much easy. Okay, I have resumed this video. So essentially the box has come up and then the VM is now booting. There's a detailed review of this in our previous video. So once the machine gets up and ready, okay, and then it starts configuring and enabling the network interfaces, mounting the shared folders, and then starts running the provisioning. This is what it is. So it says I'm running the provisioner, and instead of an inline script, it said that it found a shell script, which is our Bootstrap.sh. So what do we have in our Bootstrap.sh? It's a simple apt update that we always do when we are trying to install something new. So this is that update gets that are running in the system, and then I go into the root of the folder and I use this curl command, which says that please go to the so-and-so address and bring up the setup that's on 16.x version of Node. That's essentially the one that we are asking, and then do a install of NodeJS. Yeah, it's checking if focal is supported. It said adding the node source signing key for your system. It did an apt get update, and then it's building. Oh, it's pretty quick. So it said 0 upgraded, 1 newly installed, 0 removed, and 6 not updated. So that's the whole system. And now it says need to get 26 MB of the archives, and then after this operation, 124 MB of additional disk space is needed. So this disk space is for our Node.js installation. So it's doing a get on the source where we are asking it to find that Node.js installation source. So it goes and gets that and tries to install that, and then it said that preparing to unpack your node 16.16, and then unpacking the node, setting up the node, process triggers, and then version 16.16 is installed. Now how do I verify this? We're still on Windows, right? We are still on Windows system. How do I know I'm on Windows? See, one of the easiest way that I verify is that I just say nano bootstrap.sh, and nano is the one that works only in in Linux and Unix environments, because that's way of opening up a file like vim. But that doesn't exist because I haven't installed it in those Unix properties within the Windows. So we're still on Windows. So what we have to do is we have to do a Vagrant up. Oh, we just did that, right? Just let me stop that. Let's verify if it's up. Vagrant status. My bad. Completely my bad. I kind of redo some stuff as I was doing the same a few moments earlier. I was talking through in this video, trying to help you understand a few of the steps that we already spoke in our mission. So the Vagrant up, we did that. It's running, so we just have to SSH into that. All right, we just set the system. Let me get into my guest machine from the host machine, and that takes a minute. It shouldn't really take that long unless it's eating up my RAM. Alright, we are inside the system. If you want to know how it is, it says that we are in Ubuntu Focal, and that's using the Vagrant provider. Now let's say ls. There's nothing. ls -la. There are a few files, and then if I say node and version, it should print that version to us. It says 16.16. So let's go into Vagrant, which is the default folder that Vagrant syncs from the guest back into the host that we spoke. So if we look at, we have our Vagrantfile, our Bootstrap.sh, and our code folder. So if I have to create a folder, I'll just go cd into code, make a directory called test, cd into test. This is all again the same Unix commands that we are used to, right? And now I'm gonna create a where do I refresh? I think that should have synced the code folder as well. I don't know. Let's open that folder. Just bear with me for a minute and select folder. Yeah. Let me bring this up into this screen. I don't want to save that changes. I don't know why that folder is not showing up here, but yeah. ls. Okay, I can still do that using code. VS Code. Let's open up our VS Code. I think I opened up a wrong folder, probably. How do I do this? Let's create a test index.js. Oh, sorry. Touch index.js, nano index.js. Let's say console.log issue, and save it, exit, and say node index.js. It prints out issuer. Let's type a little more. Let's define const user. Right, just insert. User is an object with a name as Prasad and location as the birth, and that should be good for us. And then we'll say console dot log user is user. Should I use JSON.stringify? I don't know. Let's see if I don't remember now. It should, yeah, we should be using JSON.stringify because that's an object. And is this the place that I don't recollect now. Yeah, bad memory. It should be inside. Stringify. Okay, if you are getting bored, you can log off from here because this is just to show that we kind of are playing with JavaScript using the Node.js runtime, and then yeah, we have the data. We want to pretty print that, we can still do that. I'm just playing around. You don't have to stay here. Yeah, we pretty print that. So this is how we install Node.js on our systems. That's it. That's it for today's video. Thanks for joining. We'll see in the next video how to build and run our Node.js application and expose it to our host from the guest. Thank you. See you all.